Hello, my beautiful girls. Welcome in. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Today is a very special day because tomorrow is my birthday. And I had this idea, let me share what has completely changed my life this past year. This has been the most wonderful, the most transformative year of my life. And there's so many things that I've realized looking back that I've started to do differently. And I'm so excited to share with you what those are. So come on in, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you. So I titled this video From Restaurant Hostess to Six-Figure Business Owner. And these changes that I'm going to share with you, they haven't just been for business and for finances. These changes have been the deepest changes in my own inner work journey that have changed my relationships, how I feel about myself, my business, my finances, everything. So number one, what I did about a year ago is I raised my standards with every aspect of my life. Usually when people say raise your standards, it means with relationships, but here's what I did. I raised my standards with the job that I was at, with my own health, and with relationships. That made the biggest difference in my life. So here's what I mean by that. So let me actually back up and explain my story. So about a year and a half ago, I had quit my marketing job that I had, and I decided, you know what? I want to go and work at a restaurant at night, and then in the day I'm going to use that time to create content, TikTok videos, YouTube videos. I was so scared. I had this degree in marketing that I kind of felt I was just throwing away, but I thought, you know what, I have this dream. I feel like I'm still young, let me just do it while I can. So I started working in a restaurant, and I honestly felt so ashamed. I would leave at around 3 p.m. and work till 11 p.m. And during the day what I was doing is I was doing my own inner work. Lots of reading, lots of journaling, and making TikTok videos. I did not have a following at this time. It was very different than it is now. So I felt really embarrassed. I felt even ashamed just being around my family because I just wasn't doing what I wanted to in my life. But I knew long term, okay, I have a vision. So while I was working in this restaurant, what I was doing was this deep inner work. One of those being I started raising my standards. What that meant was I raised my standards in relationships with other people, but also with myself. I started leveling up myself so much. I wish I could show you girls pictures. The way that I would go into my hostess job, my makeup would be done, my outfit would be the best, my posture would be the best, the way that I would speak would be the best, because I knew nothing is going to change unless I change. So I leveled up my standards for myself. Guess what started happening? The way that my boss treated me, the way that my coworkers treated me, the way that guests treated me, it all started to shift something. They all treated me not as a hostess, but I almost felt like I was a boss there myself. There was so much respect, so much love, and while I was there, something else happened. I started to feel worthy that I could actually have my dream life. So I've shared this with you girls before. Whenever I would be at the hostess stand working, I would also be making my vision board. I would also be writing out the amount of money that I wanted to be making, I also own a women's loungewear brand, how much robes I needed to sell to make a certain amount and no longer work. I used that time to level up my finances, to level up my mind. So while I was raising my standards at work and with myself, I was also doing the same in relationships. I took a look at my life, my friends, and the partner that I had at the time, and I realized, is this number one, my future husband, and is this are these the women that I see going to that highest version of me? Do I see the best version of me being in relationships with these people? There were a lot of relationships that I ended because the answer was no. And before those ended, I had shifted my energy. So my energy became, you know what? I am happy to walk away if this is no longer a match. That healed so much in me because you girls know I had a very big abandonment wound. So when my energy became, I'm willing to walk away if this is no longer a match, those relationships started shifting first of all, but then some of them just naturally fell away. When those happen, it's like my energy pulled back to a new level. Suddenly I had more inspiration to pour into business ideas, to pour into content. There was that block before when I was still in some relationships that were not aligned, where I could not create the content that even attracted you here because I was not the woman worthy of creating the content. I knew it deep down. I was still a match for low vibration, toxic relationships. So when I cut those off, new opportunities for my business came. So when I'm teaching my girls that I coach one-on-one how to level up their finances, how to run their business, they always ask, Alexis, what does the man that I'm with have to do with this? Why are we talking about this? There is a huge correlation. So one of the biggest things that I've learned this year is that masculine energy, your relationship with men, your relationship with money, it is connected. My girls in my Divine and Aligned program, you know exactly what we're talking about right now. When you have a poor relationship with a man, I guarantee you, you have a poor relationship with money. So when I looked back on my life, at this hostess job, I was making $350 a week. I was broke, I was struggling, I was in that survival mode. What was also going on was I was in a relationship with a wounded masculine energy man. So I realized, you know what? This is connected. What if I were to heal this relationship with my own masculine energy? What would happen? You know what happened? Is I started making money like crazy. I ended that relationship with the toxic partner. Money came in. And I'm talking about finances that I never thought would be possible. So let's move on to the next part. When I started healing my relationship with masculine energy, what I learned is that when I don't feel safe in my feminine energy, when my body doesn't feel safe, I cannot have healthy relationships with men and I cannot make money. My feminine energy and my masculine energy was wounded. I needed healthy masculine energy for my feminine energy to even feel safe. Once I was able to heal my own masculine energy, which was wounded from a father wound that I had, I now felt worthy of making money, and my feminine energy felt safe to pour out creativity, to go and think and be inspired and bring in the money in the first place. And the blessings that God has poured into my life when I've healed my masculine energy, it has blown my mind. This is the first year ever in my life where I've made six figures. Last year I was making $350 a week. It would have never happened. Something even crazier happened. I thought, you know what? If I can go to this level, let's go to the next. The more inner work I did, the more money came. 2 months ago, I had my first six-figure month. Never, ever expected that to happen. So there's so much that inner work will impact. Your relationships, the people that I attract now, completely different level. The finances, completely different level. This is available for you, and it starts with the inner work. So raising my standards, this was number one. My energy changed to become a woman that was worthy of receiving her dream life. All right, let's see what else I wrote here. Okay. Also, I have a very special announcement. I'm doing the biggest sale that I've ever done for my business and for my courses. I will announce that at the end. It's a little birthday sale. Okay, number two, the biggest change. This one might be my favorite. I dropped the word realistic. I don't do realistic. It does not exist for me. And every year I have a motto for the year. This year my motto was, it's only delusional until it's done. And I realized that word delusion, it has so much negativity around it, but in our community today, there's also a lot of positivity around it. What delusion means is you take yourself outside of realistic expectations and ask yourself, if my mind was wiped clean, if I had a blank slate, what would I choose to receive? What would my dream life look like? No blocks, no limitations, and no judgment from other people. What would my dream life look like? That is what I did. So, when I had this idea that there's no such thing as realistic, what started happening is everything, every aspect of my life, relationships, money, health, all of that started to change. So let's just use the example for money. A lot of people told me it's so unrealistic to make six figures in your 20s from your business. Most businesses fail their first year. That is what people told me. I've had the Feminine Glow open for a year and a half now, and it has not failed. It has done the complete opposite. So when I took that judgment that said most businesses fail, it's unrealistic to make six figures just by talking to women all day and thinking of creative ideas, I took that and I said, wipe that clean to my mind. What do you desire, Alexis? And I said, I desire to wake up at the time that I want, to have a slow morning routine, go to the gym, make some tea, hop on, do some coaching with your soul level clients, and work for 4 hours or less a day. And then have the rest of the day to do whatever you want. Shop, go for a walk, hang out with your friends. that is the exact life that I am living. When I told people that was my dream before, especially old coworkers, they would laugh and say that's so unrealistic. They would also think that it's unrealistic to make 6 figures in a month. And then when that happened, it blew my own mind. So whatever you think is realistic, drop it. I promise it is not serving you. And decide, you know what? Whatever my dream life looks like, that gets to be my life. So it's only delusional until it's done. And the thing that I love to think about is, think about astronauts going to outer space. Think about astronauts going to the moon. Do you think a few hundred years ago, if you would have told any random person, hey, we're going to have people in the sky on that moon one day, they would have laughed and said that's so unrealistic. And now it's happening. There's astronauts on the moon all the time. So it's only unrealistic, it's only delusional until it's done. You be the one to do it. You have the desire in your heart because it's available for you. I was teaching this in the Divine and Aligned course the other day. You would not even be able to envision, your subconscious could not create a vision, could not create a picture of your dream life if it wasn't available for you. Your mind would not allow you to even create that picture. So if you have this desire in your heart, you want to be in a beautiful, healthy, conscious relationship, you want to be a content creator, you want to be traveling and getting paid to do it, you can only see that vision in your mind because it's possible. Otherwise, your subconscious would not be able to create it. So nothing is unrealistic. I do not like that word. Someone had asked me this on a live stream the other day. They said, Alexis, is it realistic to do this? And I said, I don't do realistic. The answer will always be yes, if it's a desire in your heart. So now drop the word realistic. Wipe your mind clean. What would feel good for you to receive? Okay, number 3. This one really changed a lot for me. I actually started doing this one last year, but this year I really enforced it. I stopped lying. What does that mean? It means that I stopped trying to perform. I stopped trying to put on a front. There was a very bad habit that I would always have, and I notice a lot of people pleasers have this, is they will try to put on this mask to keep themselves safe. Especially if you experience a lot of trauma like I did growing up, you try to always control what other people see you as. So here's an example. If my mom would call me on the phone, let's say that it's 12 noon, and let's say that I'm working, or let's say that I'm watching TikToks. When she would call me, I would say, hey, and she would go, what are you doing? And I would say, oh, I'm reading a book. I would always give little lies like that. What that was doing was damaging my confidence, damaging my internal integrity. Because what I was saying to myself and to her was, the way that I actually show up is not good enough. So I need to lie, I need to put on a mask. If people like me for my mask, I'm never going to feel seen, I'm never going to feel accepted. And I'm teaching my body it's not safe to be authentic. Your authentic self is not good enough. So if you are lying, even the smallest lies, I'm trying to think what else I would do. Yes, okay, there would be things like, I don't eat dairy, so that's just a personal preference for me. When I'm going out to a restaurant, I used to lie and say it's an allergy because I felt a little bit embarrassed saying, oh, I'm super health conscious, I just choose not to put it into my body. I stopped lying and I just started showing up the way that I am. What that did is raised my confidence. If there is one thing that I could tell you for how to raise your confidence, stop lying. From this point on, when you feel that burst in your body, you feel, oh, let me just change the way that people are going to see me, do not do it. Remind yourself, if I lie, if I put on this good girl mask right now, I am throwing off my internal integrity and I'm teaching my body, your authenticity is not good enough. So an example of this too would be if my friends wanted to call me on Friday and say, hey Alexis, let's go out tonight. I'm the person that prefers to stay in. I'd rather watch chick flicks with my girls than go out. So something that I would do is say, oh, I'm busy, or oh, I have plans. Then I realized, you know what, you're still lying. So I started doing things such as, my girl, I really need a night in tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me though. I just started showing up authentically. What that did is it freed up my body, it freed up my energy so much. People ask, Alexis, how do you create content? How do you not feel scared what people think of you? It's hard to think of an answer because for me now it just seems so natural. It only became natural because I stopped lying. I just started showing up as the woman that I am. It is the biggest confidence boost ever. You will not see me lying about this kind of stuff anymore. I remember too, when I first made this decision, I thought, oh, well, there's gonna have to be times that I lie. I cannot think of a time that I've needed to lie. So that could just be an excuse of your body saying, we're not ready to show up authentically. You are. I'm here giving you permission to do it. Okay, let's see. Oh, yes, okay. This is another one too. I feel like we've been in this series on our channel here in the Glow Girl community about that good girl mask. So dropping the good girl mask, not lying, is going to be a huge part of it too. If you are dating right now, practice with the men that you are dating. It is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. When I made this decision last year, I remember the first date that I went on where I had said I'm not gonna lie anymore. And the date was amazing. The guy was really, really great. But I knew we were not a match. And at the end of the date, what I would usually do with guys is I would tell them, oh, I'm just not looking for a relationship right now, or oh, I'm really, really busy, I won't be able to see you again. I was lying because I didn't have the courage to show up authentic and say, you are a great guy, we are not a match. So I remember the first time I had done this on a date, I said, I really appreciate you taking me out. You are a great guy. However, I don't feel that we're a match. And he respected it so much. He said, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you not just playing games and leading me on. So you respect other people when you show up authentically, and even more, you respect yourself. So stop lying, you will level up. I feel like that needs to be a motto for our Glow Girl community. Stop lying and you'll level up. All right, number 4. I just want to tell you number 5 because that one's my favorite, but let's do number 4. Okay, I replaced logic and thinking with following soul-aligned nudges from God. So what does this mean? Let me take the example of creating my recent course, which is Seductively Savage. So there was maybe 4 weeks ago now. Yeah, okay, we're in week 3 of this course. It's so much fun. 4 weeks ago, I'm sitting in my room and I get the idea, Alexis, launch a course to teach women how to be in their dark feminine energy. Help them pull out that savage side that a lot of them need. I got this idea and I thought, ooh, this sounds good. All of these ideas just poured out of me. I started writing down and I could teach them this and this that I've done. Oh yeah, this really changed my dark feminine energy. So I wrote down all these ideas. And then I was praying, I thought, all right, God, when should I launch this course? He said, do it today. I thought, oh my gosh, okay, I'm just gonna send the email out. Literally before I had the course put up on the website, one of you girls already joined, you know who you are. I launched the course that day. And then I started teaching it the following week. What I used to do is, okay, so here's me a year ago. I would have gotten that idea, right? Seductively Savage, let's teach this course, help women wake up their dark feminine energy. And then I would have sat on it for a couple days. I would have thought, yeah, this is good, this is good. I'm not ready though. Let me read this book first. Let me practice my dark feminine energy first. Let me sit and think on it. Nope, no more. What I used to do is I would go from my body, I would get that idea, I would get the desire, and then move to my head. Let me think about it, let me sit on it. Cut that out if you are doing it. It will make the biggest difference, especially if you are a business owner. So that is why the key for feminine energy is being in your body, being connected to your desire, being connected to your soul, doing the desire as soon as it's on your heart. Drop the logic, drop the thinking. People get so triggered when I say this. Alexis, are you telling me not to think? Are you telling me to be dumb? That is not what I'm saying. I am saying be a conscious woman in your divine feminine energy and use the gift of your intuition. Use your natural feminine power rather than the logic which every single person in this world has. You as a woman have a power that nobody else has. So use it. Yes, the logic is essential too, but when you are connected to your body and you act on the desire when you have it, so much will change. This year I took my first solo trip. It was actually my first time ever traveling to the Middle East. I went to Dubai. I attended a women's retreat there and it was life-changing, being in that culture and making friends out there. So when the opportunity was presented, I signed up for the retreat that day and said I'm going to Dubai. At that time, I didn't know how I was going to do it and I felt really scared. But what I did is I followed that divine nudge from God that said, there's something exciting when you think about going here, do it. and I did it, and it changed my life. I'm now moving to Dubai because this was so life-changing. So I'm telling you, I get chills, this is so crazy. These nudges, these whispers that you are getting from God, where your heart lights up when you think about something or when something is presented to you, do it. Drop from the logic, drop from the head. Does it feel good in your body? If it lights you up, there is something there. I promise you, I promise you. I'm trying to think of another. Oh yes, oh my gosh, for the topic of this video, the day that I quit my job as a hostess. It didn't make any rational sense. I had like, I don't know, $3,000 in my bank account. I didn't know how I was going to survive off of that. I was sitting over here at my desk and I had asked God for a sign. I said, God, please send rain right now if I should quit my job. It was July, not a cloud in the sky. I live in Las Vegas. What do you think happens 10 minutes later? I need to find the picture. It started raining. I took a picture. I need to show you girls because I tell you this story all the time. And I remember I just started crying and I said, oh, thank you God for the confirmation. I quit. I drove to my job that day, put in my 2 weeks. I said, I'm going to invest in my business. Thank you for the time here. And I started coaching full time, started creating more courses, and now I'm living my dream life. I wake up every day and I work with the best women all around the world, coaching them, teaching them how to be in their feminine energy through deep inner work. And that wouldn't have came if I had been in my body that day. It feels really good to quit. God just sent the rain. He sent a sign. But let me think about it. Let me use my logic. Let me go from my body to my head. That is the opposite of how we are designed to live as women. So when you get that whisper, I promise you just follow it, even if it doesn't make sense. Going and putting in my 2 weeks when I didn't have another job lined up didn't make sense. Saying that I wanted to be a feminine energy coach, it didn't make sense. There was no such thing as a feminine energy coach at this time. So you decide your desire and just do it. Literally Nike's quote, just do it. Okay. So another reason too why you don't want to sit and think about things, it allows all of the limiting beliefs and the blocks to come up. So the limiting beliefs will be things such as, oh, somebody else is already doing it, or you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge, you're too young, you're too old. Oh, well, what happens if somebody judges you? What happens if your family finds out? Those are all limiting beliefs. Those are not real. And even if you do have something that you feel is real, your desire for your dream life is not strong enough then. Because people, they would often ask me, well, Alexis, how do you not fear the judgment of other people making those TikToks? When I looked at my vision board, when I looked at my dream life and I saw making money in my sleep, I have this picture on my vision board. It's a girl sleeping in her bed and her computer's next to her with dollar signs flying up next to it. I made this vision board in 2020. It's now 2023. I didn't know that it was possible to make money in my sleep. Now I wake up to thousands of dollars made overnight. So that only became my norm because I connected with the desire and said, being scared of other people's opinions, that's not worth sacrificing this desire. So if you feel so scared of other people's opinions, your desire is not strong enough. Get on Pinterest, make your vision board, hold it out in front of you, look at it every day. And when you feel scared, oh, someone's going to judge me, they're going to see that my identity is changing, you remind yourself, wait a second, my dream life, it is so worth this. And I promise you, the people that judge you, the people's opinions that you're scared of, once you do have the dream life, they come and ask you how to do it themselves. So don't even be scared of other people's opinions. Just remind yourself and decide, I get to have my dream life. So the difference too between just following these divine nudges from God versus being impulsive. You as a divine feminine energy woman have the gift of being connected so deeply to your intuition, so deeply to your soul, so deeply to God. When you have done enough inner work, if you've been following my channel, and especially if you are in my courses, you have done a lot of inner work, which means you can hear your intuition clearly and you are fully connected to your soul. So when you are a woman who has done some inner work, and all inner work is I call it personal development for the soul, it's looking at yourself, taking a step outside of your body and saying, what do I want to keep about my life? What do I want to change? Where is my identity not where I want it to be yet? So once you have done this inner work, what happens is you can hear your intuition speaking to you, and it's not impulsive. When your actions are impulsive, it's rooted in anxiety. The more inner work you do, the easier and more you clear your anxiety. So you can hear your soul speaking to you. You know what it sounds like. I also have a YouTube video I'll link below called How to Know the Difference Between Your Anxiety versus Your Intuition. It's that type of inner work where you will be able to know this is a nudge from God, something about it's going to change my life. And I promise you, every little step does. Something that I had done this year that changed a lot was deciding I want to start teaching courses live. I have the Master Your Feminine Energy course, and then I have my 2 other courses, Divine and Aligned and Seductively Savage. With Divine and Aligned, that launched 2 months ago. And I said, you know what? I want to be with my girls. I want a safe space for an advanced level training. Let's do this training. Let's do this course over Zoom. It didn't make sense at the time because I thought the girls are going to want recorded sessions. It's going to be, I just had all these limiting beliefs. And then I said, you know what? Let's just do it. I sent out the link. Teaching Divine and Aligned and Seductively Savage has been the most soul-aligned thing. Getting to be on the calls with these girls, hear their story, do the transformations in real time. It is the most sacred space that I've ever been able to have. So listening to my desire rather than trying to be rational, realistic, logical, that has been the answer to so many desires. All right. Okay, this last one. So exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is what has leveled up my life massively. What does that mean? It means specifically for me that I have exposed myself to fear. I have exposed myself to things that I have been so scared of. This has been one of the biggest things that I've done that has changed my life. So let's give the example of the abandonment wound. So as you girls know, I used to have a very, very anxious attachment style, which meant that I always thought my partners were trying to leave me, cheat on me, hurt me. This abandonment wound came from my childhood. So what happened is I started attracting partners to trigger that wound who were abandoning me. What I decided one day is I'm so tired of living in this anxious attachment style in my relationships. I'm so tired of this. So I let myself get abandoned. What that meant is I ripped off that band-aid of control that I was trying to have on past partners and said, you know what? If you want to walk away, if you want to leave me, that is okay. So when my first deep breakup happened, that was it was a very emotional, very tough time. And I remember when this happened, it feels so long ago now. When this happened, I felt that abandonment wound come up in my body. I was devastated, I was heartbroken, but what happened a few months later is I realized, wait a second, my worst fear of getting abandoned in a relationship happened. The breakup happened. I'm still alive. What did that do is it healed my abandonment wound. I've told this to girls before, and it's one of those things where you either get it or you don't. When you put yourself in the thing that you fear the most, you will heal it. Because what you are teaching your body is, I can still survive when this fear happens. You can literally heal anything. So anything that you've been fearing right now, I want you to think of it. Then I want you to imagine it happens. When it happens, what changes in your mind is your subconscious goes, wait a second, we're still alive. Our greatest need as a human is to survive, and our second greatest need is to reproduce. So if our survival is threatened, our brain, our body panics. It gets so scared. That is how fears develop. So what happens when you do get exposed to that fear? Your brain goes, wait a second, we're still alive. I guess this isn't something we need to fear. That is exactly what happened with my anxious attachment style. That is why it's gone. Now I have a secure attachment style. Let me tell you, my girls, it is the best thing. You want to have it. A really great book that can help you form this for yourself is called Attached. That's one of my favorite books. Okay, so I exposed myself to what I feared. Let me think of another example. Yes, okay. Asking for a raise. So just setting boundaries and raising my standards. Back to point number 1. At my marketing job, the reason why I had quit that job too is because I had asked for a raise and my boss said no. I think I was making $20 at the time and I asked for $25, which was the industry average for a marketing specialist. So I remember I was so scared. Oh my gosh, I had never asked for a raise in my life. I went to him and I said, I love working here. I feel that I have a lot of value for this company and I'd like to have a raise. This is the amount that I'd like to be making. And that's a short explanation of it. And he goes, yeah, I don't think so. And I thought, oh, okay. And then the next week I told him I'll be putting in my 2 weeks. Thank you so much for the experience here. And so after that, what happened is I felt this level of confidence and power, like, Alexis, you could just go to this scary man and ask for a raise. Good job, girl. What else do you want in life? It changed so much in me. So even if you get denied what it is that you're going after, something changed in you, my girl. You have just leveled up and done so much inner work. Now you can level up your dating standards, your relationship standards, your health standards, your finance standards. Can you imagine that my boss had said, yes, Alexis, you can make $25 an hour. I make that in a minute right now. So when you are getting denied, that rejection is just redirection. I cannot imagine if I had stayed trapped. Even worse, I cannot imagine if I didn't ask for the raise. Because how in the world would I set my rates for my business now? I wouldn't feel worthy of even having that amount. Every step that you take, you have to build it up. This is something too. These steps that you're doing in your inner work, the process is the most wonderful part. So if I had made 6 figures in a month a year ago, I would have spent it all. I would have gotten rid of it because my consciousness, my soul would not have felt worthy of having it. I didn't have the inner work practice. I didn't have the experience of asking my boss for a raise, of dropping my good girl mask, of not lying and gaining internal integrity. All those little switches that I had prepared me to feel worthy to even make $100,000 in a month. So now that that's happened, I feel, you know what? Let me teach other women how to do the same thing. All these little steps, I promise you, there is a purpose in it. Do not feel that you are ever behind on your inner work journey. You are going at the perfect pace. Let me think too. Okay, exposure therapy. So other things that I was scared of. I was so scared of posting TikToks and YouTube videos. I was so scared of it. And then one day during COVID, when I started posting TikTok videos, I realized, you know what? What's scary about this? What I thought is that people were looking at their phones like this, watching my videos. Oh my gosh, look at Alexa, she's so funny. Then I realized, wait a second, I'm not doing that for other people. So why in the world would I think other people care about me this much? I started posting TikTok videos and I got over the fear. I started meditating in public at my gym, got over the fear of being seen, got over the fear of doing my own thing in public. So there's so many things that I stepped into that exposure to my fear, and it massively, massively changed my life. I'm trying to think of what else I fear. I can't think of anything right now that I'm scared to do because there's been so much that I've said, Alexis, get over it, you will survive. The most recent thing was planning our Glow Girls retreat. So I've been wanting to do a retreat for this community for so long. And I shared with you girls that I had this fear. I'm always doing inner work. I had this fear that it would be too much for girls to travel, too much for them to come. I almost said the name of the place that we're doing it at. I promise I'll announce that soon. I had this limiting belief that people wouldn't come. And I realized, Alexis, limiting belief, get out of the way. The girls need this retreat. Give them the chance to invest in themselves and make these sisterhood connections. So once I got over that fear, and I told you girls, we're doing a retreat, February 2024, we're doing it. It felt so good. And that fear no longer controlled me. This is another fear too. This one's, it seems small, but to me it was so huge. I was so scared of needles. I hated shots. I hated my blood being drawn. I would literally cry still when I was in my 20s. And I remember when I was on Accutane. If you've ever been on Accutane, it's a medicine to clear your skin. I used to have really, really bad acne. I remember when I was on Accutane, you have to get your blood drawn every month that you're on it. And my skin was so poor at the point where I thought, you know what, I will just get the needle every month. I will face this fear because for me it's worth it. What do you think happened by the time I was done with Accutane? I was fine with needles. I don't have that fear anymore. Do I like to get shots? No, but I don't cry when I get them anymore because I was exposed to it over and over and over again every single month on that medication. So expose yourself to your fear and you will level up. Let me go over these 5 with you girls real quick, and then I have some bonus quotes, some books, and then some other exciting announcements. So raise your standards in every area of your life. Drop the word realistic. It's no longer a part of your vocabulary. Stop lying. Start leveling up. That one's my favorite. Replace logic and thinking with following those soul-aligned nudges and whispers from God. And then expose yourself to what it is that you fear. Do these, my girl, you will level up in just a few months. This is the kind of stuff that I teach my clients. They come back a week later. Alexis, you'll never believe what happened. This is the kind of stuff that I've mentioned to girls on YouTube, and you will come and tell me, Alexis, I'm making 3 times the salary that I made last month. Thank you for waking me up to this. So it is out there. The possibility for you to level up your life, you just have to decide that you get to. Okay, and then some of you girls I know love the book recommendations that I give, so I'm going to share with you the best book that I have read this year. But before I do that, I have to announce too, we are doing our biggest sale ever. This is the biggest sale that I've ever done for every single course that I have. And it's to celebrate my birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to extend it all the way till Black Friday. I love a good sale. I love shopping, so I thought, you know what, this will be fun to do one. The code for this sale is Let's Glow. LETSGLOW, all caps. It will work for you to join any course. And then let me give a breakdown of the courses. I don't think I've ever done this here on the channel. I currently have 3. The first one is Master Your Feminine Energy. This is my baby. This is the first course that I've ever made. This is the course to help you and guide you on how to fully connect to your divine feminine energy. This program is 90% inner work. It is one of the favorites among all of my students. I recommend every single woman does this course. It is, I always say, it's the blueprint that I wish I could have handed to myself a few years ago to say, Alexis, this is how you become a divine feminine woman. This is how you get to the point that you are right now. So this course, anybody is welcome to join, Master Your Feminine Energy. And then I have 2 fun ones that I'm teaching right now live. The first one is Divine and Aligned. This is the course that will activate you to launch your dream business. Even if you want to be a coach, if you want to be a content creator, if you don't even want to have a business, but you just want to make money, you want to be financially abundant, this is so perfectly designed for you. This is the most soul-aligned course that I've ever taught. I remember when I launched it, I thought, you know what, I just want to help girls get to their point where they're running their dream business. And I never expected that it would turn into what it's turned into. The women that are in this course, their energy is, it gives me chills. They are so special to me. Love this course. So if you are a business owner, Divine and Aligned, it is the inner work to take you to the next level in your business. You don't have to have a business. This course will help you start your business. It's the practical side, but also the deep inner work, how to pull you up to the next level. Things like how to make 6 figures in a month. How do you expand your mind and allow yourself to do that? So the third course is Seductively Savage. I feel like even a better name for this course is Goddess Unleashed. So this is the course to activate your dark feminine energy. If you wear that good girl mask, you need to take it off. It is ruining your life. Trust me, I have been here. This is the course where I teach you how to do this and how to connect to your life force energy, your sensual energy, your passion, your pleasure, how to use your natural gift that you have as a woman and pour it, channel it into any area of your life. How to be more savage, how to be more of, I can't say this word on YouTube, but the female dog, you know what I mean? How to carry that energy. How to be that woman that is unstoppable, that's powerful, that has boundaries, who knows who she is, who doesn't get walked all over. Raising your standards, activating your dark feminine energy. This is the course for you. You can actually still join that one live and still attend the sessions. Divine and Aligned and Master Your Feminine Energy, those are closed to join live. So people will ask, do I need to have Master Your Feminine Energy before I do either one of the other courses? The answer is no, but it does help. Divine and Aligned and Seductively Savage, these are very highly advanced trainings. I highly recommend that you've at least been a part of this YouTube channel for at least 6 months to a year, or that you've done Master Your Feminine Energy, because then you'll be able to hear and absorb what's in the course so much better. So you don't need to take that one first. I always say follow what's on your heart. If your heart is saying, I need to take this step, do it. Get out of your head, get out of the logic. We just talked about that. Do what your heart desires. And then if you'd like to join all 3, I have a special bundle. It's called the Levels Ahead Bundle. You get access to all 3 courses for life for a special deal. So the code again is Let's Glow. I just love saying it. It's so cute. And that sale will last until midnight this Friday, which I believe is November 25th. Okay, so the special bonus tips that I have before we wrap up today's video. My top book pick for this year, I would say, it's so hard, but I already know the answer on my heart. It's Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This book changed me. It freed me. That's all that I can say about it. It just freed me as a woman. It's so beautifully written. I think it's so vulnerable and so powerful. Every single woman, I wish that I could say, read this book. It is a requirement. So Untamed by Glennon Doyle takes first place for me. Second is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That book was so beautiful and spiritual. I think if I had read it a year ago, I probably would have said, I don't understand this. But this year, I could hear it clearly, and the messages in there were so beautiful. It's how to be present and how to understand you and how to understand other people at a soul level. There's also another book. I cannot even say the title of this because YouTube will absolutely ban me. I put this book in the Seductively Savage course. My girls that are in there, you know what book I'm talking about. That book changed my life. I wish I could say it on YouTube, but sadly I cannot. And then I would say for a fiction book, The Fourth Wing. I started reading fiction again this year. It has been so much fun getting back into that fantasy romance world. The Fourth Wing, I'm obsessed with. It was between that or a Court of Thrones or Roses, but Fourth Wing, that one has my heart. All right, and then top quotes, and then I will share top moments from this year, which has to do with you girls. So top quotes that really just hit something in me. Don't believe everything you think. That quote is by Rick Warren. He's a really great pastor. Oh my gosh, it has to do with, which point was it? Yes, point number 4, replace the logic with your soul-aligned desire. Don't believe everything you think because you are separate from your thoughts. When I learned this, it blew my mind and I thought, you know what? All of the thoughts that I have, they're just limiting beliefs. They're not even truly aligned to my soul. What are the feelings, what are the emotions, what are the desires that my body has, that my soul has? That is what I should believe. So don't believe everything you think. This one too, so it says, unexpressed excitement turns into anger by Regina Thomas Howard. Unexpressed excitement turns into anger. Ooh, this one, I talk about this one in Seductively Savage too. There were so many changes in my life this year that were so exciting. For example, hitting 100,000 on YouTube. This happened in 6 months for us. I'm so grateful. So when I hit 100,000 on YouTube, I couldn't really feel it. And I don't think I've shared this with you girls before. I couldn't really feel it. What had happened where this past year, so many exciting things have happened. I didn't take the time to celebrate. I kind of just absorbed it and let it happen and moved on to the next goal. And what happened is those emotions became trapped in my body. And it turned into irritation, it turned into low vibration emotions. What I started doing is celebrating everything. Every emotion. I would sit with the sad ones, I would celebrate the high ones. When something happened, I truly let myself feel excited, and it has changed my life. Every little thing I celebrate. I shared this in the Divine Aligned course. Every single time one of you joins one of my programs, I celebrate. I take your name and I say, oh, I'm so excited she's here. I'm so grateful that I get to be on her journey with her. Please God, send her so much love and abundance. I send you all so much love and energy when I see that you're a part of this deep inner work space. And that celebration has changed me, and I hope that it's changed you too. So unexpressed excitement turns into anger. Another quote, I love this one because it comes from my grandpa. The definition of maturity is being able to change your mind. When my grandpa told me this, I thought, oh, you are so wise, tell me more. And I realized this is the definition of feminine energy. It's fluid. You're not trapped in a box. You don't have to follow the rules that you've created for yourself. True maturity is allowing yourself to change your mind. You can change your mind at any second. I always tell you girls this. You can wake up tomorrow morning and decide, I have a completely different identity. I am a woman who is leveled up, who is full of life force energy, who says what she wants, who is confident, who is powerful. You can wake up and decide to be any single person. You are not trapped in a box. You are not trapped in an identity. So the definition of maturity is being able to change your mind. I've changed my mind so much with little things, such as even YouTube. I used to have a schedule. I used to say every Friday I'll have a video. Then I changed my mind because it felt like I was putting myself in a box. Now I post whenever I want to, and most of the time it's more than once a week. So that quote, oh, it really hit home for me. And I realized too, there's a quote, oh, you girls know my favorite quote of all time is, if you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. I realized too, every desire that you have, when you want it, you will get it. Nothing will stop you, I promise you. And what I hear a lot, especially through coaching, is excuses. I hear, oh, my time has passed, or oh, I can't have that. You don't want it bad enough. If you do not have your dream life, it is because you have not decided you want it bad enough. There's a quote that says, when you're sick and tired, you get sick and tired, and you do something. Don't wait for someone to come in and make the change for you. I'm here to shake you up and say, girl, do it. Level up, upgrade, and change your personality. Starting right now. Change your identity, change your life. You get to do it. And something that can help with this too is having a vision board. Have a clear picture. I almost think of it as like a roadmap. Have a roadmap of where you want to go in your life so that you're not just going all over the place. Connect with your desires, see it right in front of you. Okay, and then this part's really special too, and then I promise I'll wrap up. I know that this video is a little longer. Top moments of this year. So, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that tomorrow is my birthday. It feels like I was just celebrating my birthday. One of the top moments that I've had is meeting one of my YouTube subscribers in person. That was so crazy for me. I thought, what? This is real life? Like, I feel like I'm just talking to my sisters, but this is real. I remember I met her at the restaurant that my younger brother works in, actually. And she came up, she goes, hey Alexis, I watch your YouTube videos. And we hugged and we talked, and it was so magical. And now those moments happen all the time. I love when I meet you girls. Even in Dubai, across the world it happened. So that was really a top moment. Also, hitting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, hitting that milestone, to think, the way that I think of it is taking a whole room. 100,000 women being in that room. Now we're at 150,000. 100,000 women being in that room. When I realized that, that's when the flood of emotion came, and I thought, what? 100,000 sisters you have. How did this community happen? Thank you, God. So that happened in April, and now it's November. It was just, oh, one of the most special times in my life. And I would say too, the top moments is daily, the messages that I receive from you girls. Alexis, my marriage has changed because of you. Thank you. Alexis, I'm no longer in survival mode. I'm no longer having that anxious attachment style. I'm no longer struggling with money. Thank you for teaching me through inner work. Thank you for teaching me to connect to my body. Thank you for raising my standards. I've left that toxic, abusive relationship, and now I'm here. You girls have no idea. I'm gonna get emotional. You girls have no idea how much that means to me. And I am beyond grateful to be a part of your inner work journey. I am beyond grateful that you trust me, that you feel safe with me, and I'm so proud. I am so proud. Every single one of you, I'm so proud. The messages, they make my day. And every day I thank God. Thank you, God, for giving me this platform. Thank you, God, for giving me the ability to be able to go and share and be a part of these girls' journeys. Your energy is so precious. You are so precious. You are worthy of everything you deserve. And I am honored. I am so happy to be a part of your journey. You deserve the world, my girl. And this is just the beginning. We are just getting started here in the Glow Girl community. I did not expect to get emotional like this. I have a coaching call in about an hour, so I'm gonna need to fix my makeup. So worth it. You are changing the world. You are changing your family, your relationships, the people around you. You have no idea who's looking at you, and your inner work is impacting them. So I am so proud, so proud of you. Thank you for including me on your journey. I don't think I tell you girls how much I love you enough. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Go and fix my makeup. Thank you, my girls, for taking the time to spend with me today. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy. I cannot wait to see you inside the courses. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye, my girls. I love you.